All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 723 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. Jumping back to Atlanta today, and we're going to get in straight into it. There's a rumor going around. I'll put links to both of them in the description for the articles. There's a rumor going around that a late season collapse would end the tenure of Coach Arthur Smith. In other words, if they don't collapse, he's expected to stay for 2024. And to me, I already told you how I felt. I felt like I think it's time for him to move on and to whatever else he can do. I think the Falcons possibly need a new coach. And it is, I think it's a done deal. We know what we got, and I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be elevated from what we see here. But we're going to talk about it. I'm going to go through the article. And like I said, if you want to read it for yourself, I'll have the links available. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. Also, I am on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Follow me on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. If you want to donate to the show, CashApp and PayPal links are also below. Didn't want to really get into this too much, but today is my birthday. It's been a fun day so far. I had to work, but it is what it is. Didn't do too much celebrating. Mostly I'm gonna do the celebrating on the weekend. But yeah, today's my birthday. I guess I could tell you how old I am. I turned 41. I'm getting up there in age, but nevertheless, I just love being alive. I love doing what I do, and hopefully you guys enjoy the show. All right, let's just go ahead and get into this. Coach Arthur Smith got 4 or 5 games left. I can't remember at this point. I mean, we got to play the Panthers, Colts, Bears, and the Saints. So we got 4 games left, and the Falcons are in trouble. They're winnable games, but they're in trouble because it seems like they can't get out of their own way. And at the end of the day, it all falls on the coach. I mean, you got a team that's pretty much loaded. I mean, nobody going to sit here and tell you that the backfield of the Falcons, they're good. The offensive line, is fairly stout when healthy. The defensive line with Grady Jarrett in there is one of the best. I mean, you see an improvement so far this season, even when he's not in. You saw the improvement of the defensive line, and I can't say much about the secondary. Secondary and the linebackers has been doing good, even with all the injuries that we've had. This defense has been doing pretty good. The offense haven't been too bad either. Even though it is on the low side. They've done enough to stay in games. Well, I guess you could probably lean that on the defense for the most part. But when you have the team is 24th in scoring, and it is hard to believe that with the way this team has been doing. I mean, the scoring seems like it's been up from last year. I think we've been around 20, 17 points a game. But it seems like we're getting up into the mid to upper 20s for the most part. But they're only 24th in scoring. They're 21st in the league in passing and 25th in touchdown passes. So you kind of see what we're getting there. It's more of a run first team, but I'm here to tell you guys, and I get it. The run game does look sexy when we're pushing guys around, but this is a passing league, guys. I mean, if we could throw the ball a little bit better, I mean, this team would be absolutely unstoppable, and I really believe that. And that falls on Desmond Ridder, which we'll talk about that aspect in a moment. But on defense, I mean, the defense is looking really well. I mean, when you look at the defense, I mean, for the most part, they're 9th in passing yards allowed, 2nd in touchdown runs allowed, and 3rd in red zone efficiency. And 3rd in red zone efficiency. Hold on, I think I read that wrong. Okay, yeah. They're basically 3rd in red zone efficiency. So I was reading that wrong. It's kind of messed up whoever did this article. But nevertheless, the defense has basically been carrying this team. I mean, they've been keeping the other teams at bay while the offense, sputters in and out and don't do what they have to do. But for the most part, outside of the turnovers, the team can move the ball. And I think that's the main thing about it. The offense can actually move the ball when needed. And that the numbers really don't tell the tale that this offense with Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Tyler Algier. You got guys who can move the ball even with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. They got something here, but it just for some reason the coach is not. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to fall on the coach on if this team can find ways to win games. I mean, the play calling, the mismatches that they can try to exploit throughout the game. Did I say time management? Time management is another thing. It all falls on the coach. He's the one that's calling the shots. So the collapse. If they collapse, they lose the next 3 out of 4 games. I'm almost certain that he's going to be gone. And for me, I feel like he should be gone now, but that's not my call. Now, as far as Desmond Ridder, like I said, I'll get back to talking to him. I'm kind of checked out on Desmond Ridder too, but I will say this, and I know this may sound a little bit contradictory, but I will say this. I think Desmond Ridder should get another chance under a different coach. I think he should get another chance under a different coordinator at least. Even if Coach Arthur Smith doesn't leave, I think they need a different coordinator. Because I mean, they just put Ridder in a bad spot for the most time. And like I said, I feel like this kid's gonna be above average at best. I don't think he's gonna be a good to great to elite quarterback. I don't see that in him. But I just feel like at the same time, I think you can get something out of Desmond Ridder to the point where this team could go far in the playoffs if you got him at quarterback and you got these pieces that you got around him. You got some really electrifying pieces around him. It just seems like the coach is not implementing things to get things done. Some of the play calling, I mean, I didn't even talk about Jonnu Smith and McCole Pruitt. You got some guys here that can get the ball and do some things with it, but it seems like the matchups that they're trying to create for the offense for these guys to be flourishing is just not there. Some of the route running is being in the same spot. Some of the calls that are pretty much detriment to killing drives at times. But when you see these guys actually put things in position, you see some really good plays. You just don't see enough of it. And I think this is where Arthur Smith is pretty much going to be called to the carpet. You're talking about a team here that's always in 1 score games. You're talking about a team here that is, they're loaded with talent. You're dealing with a coach that's just, for some reason, and I don't know what it is, he just can't get this team in order to be world beaters. You got the way this team is laced up, with the way this defense is playing, and the skill players you got on offense. There's no reason that these games should not even be 1-point games or 1-score games. They shouldn't even be 1-score games. We should be finding ways to take teams to task every week. People don't think that the Falcons are that good, but you look at this team skill-wise and what they got on paper, this team is very good. I mean, you got 3 good running backs. You got at least with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, even though they think a lot of people saying Kyle Pitts isn't 100% healthy, but that I get it. But you got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, Scotty Miller. You got some pass catchers there. You got an offensive line where 2 of your guards are just monsters. And your offensive tackles, they're not too bad either. Caleb McGarry, all right. Caleb McGarry's all right. But you got the offensive line. You have the secondary. I mean, they're getting everything in place, but they just can't get out of it. They should be running this division. And once again, that loss to the Bucs was very disappointing. That was the part that really started to make me think like, okay, this is it. 3 years in, going into 3 years in, and we can't get past 7 wins. Something got to be done. Something got to be done. Now you got 4 games left. You're at 6 and 7. I can live with a 3-1 minimum. I don't think 2-2 does it. I want to see 3-1. 2-2 may keep him his job. That makes you 8 and 9. But really, you put all these guys together, you put this team together just to get one more win than what you got last year. That's why I say 2-2 ain't gonna do it. 3-1 at minimum. 4-0 would be great, but 3-1. 3-1, you get over 500, you get a winning record, you probably win a division. I can see him. I can see him coming back. But 2-2 to me is not going to do it. He got to be 3-1 or better. And I hate to talk about it because it's like we should be celebrating that this team has a really good chance to win this division. You beat the Panthers next week or this upcoming week. You're going to have a tough battle against the Colts and the Bears, which, like I said, is still winnable. But you go into Chicago and the Bears got a little bit of confidence. And in New Orleans, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough battle down there, but that team is not that good. They know they're not that good. The fans know they're not that good. So we should be able to get 3-1, lose to the Colts. I could dig that because that's an AFC team. You want to beat all your NFC opponents. That'd be awesome. 9-8. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna put the link to both of these. Well, I don't say both because the second one, the ESPN one, is not really detailed like the CBS one. So I'll put the link to the CBS one in the description so you guys can check that out. You know, so if you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about this rumor? How do you feel about how this is going? What do you think about the article if you skimmed over it already? Let me know what you guys think. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, on Twitter or X. I am VF Baller. Website is firstandframerates.com if you want to donate or support the show. PayPal and Cash App links are below. And I really appreciate you guys, you know. Blessed to see another year, you know. Go see another year past my birthday. 41, man, 41. But it's all good. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here, man. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.